Got you now, boy. Yeah! Woo! Yeah! Woo! Squeal, piggy, squeal! Yeah, I just did a full recording of the last episode. And guess what? I forgot to put the lighting on. I forgot to put the lights on behind me. I missed out on a load of stuff that I was supposed to say that I didn't say. So, what is going on with this? Yeah, so I've been in that recording off, and I'm just gonna do it again. There's loads of stuff. I meant to recap over the guy who I was speaking about in the pilot episode. I showed a video, I'll show it again, of a guy who he got dragged through a Morrisons by his legs for stealing toilet roll and Red Bull. Now, I laughed at him at the time. I thought it was funny, and I shouldn't have. Well, I should have. He deserved it. And yeah, I just sort of thought I'll do a recap on that. I want to know what happened to him. So I'm just trying to find that now. Yeah, it's in this folder. Yeah, so let's have a look at that now. Let's go over that first so I don't forget again. Yeah, so this guy, this old guy, so this guy, I'm going to show the video. I'll show the video first again. Come on. This is the Mirror. It's a tabloid newspaper in the UK. And there's actually quite a lot of stuff on there that I end up finding, and I'm just like, what? I just see the headline, and I think to myself, you know what? This is a gem. I'm saving this for later, and I just stick it in my "What the fuck is wrong with people" folder, and yeah. So here we go. Let's watch this again. I've only seen this a couple of times, but yeah, look, they blur the guy. They blur everyone. They blur everyone out. They blur everyone. Oh, they've got him. Look. Oh no, this guy. Ah, yeah. Forgot about that. What's this? What's he doing? What is the security guard doing? What does he think he's going to achieve when he grabs onto that baskets, that stack of baskets? He grabs the stack of baskets and it falls on the dude's head. It's like, what did he do? I think he did it on purpose. Look, right, okay. So if we freeze, we can see 1, 2, and on the picture, you can see 3. In an L shape that are stacked, and then there's a mysterious object underneath the middle, just here. I'm not sure what that is, but here you can see that there is another pack, and there are at least 8 in each pack. There could be 10 packs, and to me they're at least like 6 or 7 quid each. So 4 of them, that's like 20 quid, and then we've got 9 packs of we've got pack of 9. We've got 4 packs of 9 Andrex. Andrex is premium toilet roll, so that's going to be at least like £3.50 each. 4 of them. So what we're talking here? We're talking at least like 40 quid, 45 quid's worth of stuff, just under 50 maybe, of stuff that he's trying to rob, and he's just like walking out of the shop with it, not paying, just shoving it all in his trolley and walking out. And people are all complaining, saying that they how dare they do this to an old man? It's just an old man. It's just toilet roll. It's like nearly 50 quid's worth of stuff. And, right, so the background to it is, this guy is known. He's known. This guy is known to be a shoplifter. And They didn't tell the police about this. Having looked into it, the police have reported no crime was reported to them, and yeah, I think that's probably because they roughhoused him a little bit. But there's one thing for sure: that guy ain't going back there for the rest of his life. So, you know, he got what he deserved. That's what I'm saying. I think he got what he deserved because he's a known thief and he's just as callous to just walk in there during an epidemic where everyone's trying to buy toilet roll for some reason and just stroll out of the shop and do whatever the fuck he wants. No. You don't do that. That's just not cool. It's not like just sticking a chocolate bar in your pocket and walking out. That's a proper premeditated crime. Because when you stick a chocolate bar in your pocket, that could just be like an impulse thing, you know? That could just be a stupid split-second decision that you make, which is just stupid. Like I've made a lot of stupid decisions like that in my life. Not to the degree of walking out of a shop with a shopping bag trolley full of shopping, but yeah, you know, I've done a lot of stupid shit. We've all done stupid shit, and yeah, but that guy, he premeditated that. He knew what he was doing. He got everything he deserved. I don't feel sorry for him, and I think everyone that said that he got roughhoused or whatever are idiots. So yeah, deal with it. Look at him. Look at this. He was resisting though. He was giving it a good go. Shall we watch it again? Oh, how do you watch it again? What's this? Oh, I want to watch this. I want to watch that. Oh, fuck this shit. Screw it. I'll just I'll put a link to it in the description below. You guys can go and watch it. So yeah, that's just a quick recap on that I wanted to do. But yeah, I'm back so soon. I did the first episode. I released it on May the 4th, Star Wars Weed Day, 420. Yeah. But yeah, I know it's quite quick that I'm doing this episode again. But ever since I did release that first episode, all I can think about is that goddamn Carl Baskins. I mean, podcastings. Late joke, I know. It's a late joke to be making. That was like March that it came out. But yeah, it's, you know, people are still talking about it. But at this point, it does kind of feel like I'm beating a dead horse. But, you know, I didn't kill the horse. Joe Exotic did that when he said he'd look after it for someone. Another bad taste joke. Yeah, I know, I'm sorry. It's a fucked joke. Fucked like those tigers that Joey Exotic and his fake husband fucked. Yeah. Why am I talking? I could go on all day. Right, I'm talking about this because yesterday I heard a rumour going around. I'm not sure if it's true. I've seen it in a couple of places, a couple of headlines. This movie that they're going to be making, they cast Joe Exotic already. But then again, they did cast this guy for another role once, got him all up in the suit and everything else, and then they backtracked on it. Nick Cage, everyone's favourite movie actor / madman movie actor. I don't think he's a madman in real life. He just plays crazy people very well, and I think he's going to be pretty good for this. Not going to lie, I think it's. He's sort of got a southern accent, hasn't he? But I don't know if he can pull off the sort of, you know, the Dalek noise that Joey Exotic can make. But it will be interesting. I wonder if they're going to make the movie with parts of the documentary, like scenes from the documentary, like remade into it. You know, like the part where he's like, "This is going to financially ruin me. I'm never going to financially recover from this. You know, who knows? But yeah, so hopefully it's true. I'm going to keep an eye out on that one. But I hope it's not like going to be the. I mean, I was never a fan of the 50 Shades of Grey thing, epidemic, you could call that. Because that was just bizarre. It's sort of like Twilight. That was like a disease. And yeah, I hope it's not like that, because they made a movie on that and it was more like a B movie. They got like, I mean, but then again, they've got Nick Cage. They haven't just got some underwear model to play the lead. It's going to be a big budget. Hopefully it will be big budget. But I'm definitely going to be keeping that in my news feed, or looking out for stuff like that. So yeah, I missed, well, on my first recording of this earlier that I just did, and I forgot to do so much stuff. So yeah, I learnt a thing, Cinco de Mayo, yesterday. Cinco de Mayo. I hope everyone had a good time in America celebrating it, because no one in Mexico did, because they don't actually fucking celebrate it. The city of Puebla, I don't know. I need to learn Spanish. I've been thinking about learning Spanish, because apparently Spanish is quite a good, easy language for English speakers to learn. That's what a Belarusian guy told me. I'm just going off of what he said. But yeah, I could learn Spanish. I could learn Spanish, and then I can watch Tom Segura's Español. It's a podcast, because I'm a big fan of Tom Segura, big fan of Your Mom's House, Dr. Drew After Dark, Where Your Mom's At, Where Your Mom's At, and all that whole network of podcasts. I love it. So yeah, I could watch them and actually understand what he's saying. And then hopefully, my podcast will kick off, and then he'll invite me on, and then we'll become best friends. And then I'll move to America, and my life will be complete, and I'll be friends with all those cool guys, and I will become a cool guy too. That's the aim. Can I learn Spanish? I could learn Spanish. I'm gonna do it. Yeah, I'm gonna spend like an hour a day just studying Spanish. I'm gonna get into Spanish football, and then when I'm watching that and they're going go, I'll understand what they're saying. I'll understand, and I'll just be like, yeah, I know Spanish. I learned how to code. I learned Unix. I learned Linux. Linux is not command line based, but I learned Unix. I learned SQL. I learned a bunch of stuff to do with programming, and that's like another language. So I reckon I could learn Spanish. Yeah, watch this space. I'll do a podcast in Spanish in a year's time, maybe longer. I'll try. That's the aim. I'm gonna try and do a Spanish podcast. So yeah, moving on. Yeah, I learned a thing. Cinco de Mayo. I went off on one there. Cinco de Mayo. Yeah, Mexicans don't celebrate it. Why? Because Cinco de Mayo, I had no idea what Cinco de Mayo was until yesterday. If you'd have asked me before yesterday, I would have said something to do with like a sinkhole, Cinco, I don't know. But when you look at it, you look at Cinco, that's 5. I know that. And then Mayo is May with an O on the end. And yesterday was the 5th of May. So Cinco de Mayo must mean the 5th of May. It's using crazy ass basic logic. So yeah, 5th of May. What is it? I mean, what if you ask most Americans, they'll say it's Mexican Independence Day, which is not true, because that I think is the 12th and 13th of September. But it's not Mexican Independence Day. It's a day that's celebrated because it's a day when the city of Pueblo, whatever, was under attack from French troops. Way bigger French army than the Mexican army, and the Mexican army overcame the French one. And they beat them, everything was great. Unfortunately, the French came back a year later and absolutely decimated them. So yeah, it's bittersweet, but I mean, it's sweet and then bitter. It's a sweet, bitter victory, but not really. So that's why they don't really celebrate it. But for some reason, Americans do. But Americans love to do that. Any excuse to drink, party, or whatever. Look at Christmas, right? Christmas, they're celebrating the birth of a child from a woman who says she's a virgin. Obviously not, but this baby must have been put in her by God. Bollocks. We celebrate that by putting a tree in our living room and then proclaim that a fat man in a red suit comes down the chimney and gives you presents. Alright? I can see why that would be a thing for the kids, but us as adults still celebrate it by getting absolutely wankered and eating way too much food. So, you tell me, there's that, there's New Year's, it's just another fucking day. I don't understand that. New Year's, it's a new year. Wow. It went up, the end digit went up by 1. Why don't we celebrate the other way every day then? Why don't we just celebrate every day? Fuck it, just party every day. Yeah! We made it to the 6th. Bizarre, but anyway, there's that. So Christmas, New Year, both bollocks. Thanksgiving, I think that's bollocks too. I don't really know much. I know what it is. It's for. It's giving thanks. Blah blah blah. And Native Americans and us English people that went over there and took their land coming together. Apparently that's a load of bollocks too. I have not really looked into the actual facts of Thanksgiving, but I have heard that it's a myth. All of this stuff, Cinco de Mayo, Cinco de Mayo specifically, actually, was invented by booze companies. Having looked into it yesterday, from what I can understand, it was invented by booze companies and all these different companies that you go to when you want to party. Is that recording? It stops recording. Okay, 1 sec. Alright, and we're back. The fucking fake Chinese GoPro ran out of battery, and even though it said it had full battery when I started recording 10 minutes ago. Don't want to talk about it, I've got a spare battery for it, so it's fine. Anyway, where was I? I was talking about it all being fake. It's all fake, it's all made up. So Cinco de Mayo specifically, made up by booze companies and all these other companies that party people go to get party equipment, basically, or supplies, and Americans celebrate it for some reason. Spring break, what the fuck? It's just another thing made up for people, an excuse to go and party, and it's crazy, and I don't get that. I don't get why they celebrate St. Patrick's Day either, because St. Patrick wasn't even that great of a guy. If anything, they should celebrate St. George's Day, because he was way better. But no one celebrates that. But then it sort of makes me think to myself, we live in a crazy time. We live in a time where we've got all these, like, I can make an internet show, like I'm doing now, like a podcast sort of thing, with barely anything. Like, all the stuff that I'm using, pretty much got for free, or got it from charity shops and next to nothing. So I'm just doing what I can, and I do a pretty good job. Compared to 20 years ago, this would be unthinkable. There's no way, as a 10-year-old, I would have thought that I could ever be able to do anything like this. So technology is just crazy. And our standard of poverty is actually, like, if you look back to 200 years ago, 300 years ago, whenever the Viking age was, their technology, they didn't have technology. They didn't even have electricity, let alone, like, you know, like, some people would look at me and say, Nick's poor. Nick's a poor guy. He's like, he doesn't have much money. So he doesn't have much. But I sort of reside on the side of Stoicism. So I studied Stoicism quite a bit, and one of the things that I take from that I think about quite a lot, or whenever I start to get the feeling of, I wish I had this, I wish I had that, is this one quote. It's pretty straightforward and it's pretty good. And I know there's a lot of Stoic and or philosophy quotes going around, but this is the main one that I always adjust myself to, and it is this: a man who is not content with nothing, a man who is not content with nothing is never content with anything. Something along them lines. And it's true. I mean, I count my blessings every day. I'm so lucky to have what I have. I'm so lucky that, I have all my fingers and toes and limbs, vision. I've got bad hearing. I have to wear a hearing aid on this side. This side is just a write-off. They just gave up on this side. But, I mean, I've read a book. I read a book called Down and Out in London and Paris by George Orwell. And in that, it's like his memoirs from when he was down and out in London and Paris before he got money. And he was pretty much living a hobo lifestyle. In the 20s, too, 1920s, it were rough. It were rough. Rough fucking deal, dude. You don't get what you getting now. I mean, if I were made homeless tomorrow, I could just go to the city council and say, yeah, I'm homeless, I've got nowhere to go, and they'll put me in a hostel or something like that. There was no such thing back then. It was you were lucky to even get a cigarette butt. Just read that book. That's all I can say. Read that book, Down and Out in London and Paris, and it'll give you a fucking fresh perspective on how lucky you are to live in what we live in right now. Our standard of poverty is nothing compared to what poverty really was back then. I mean, look back at the Viking Age, okay? You got people, villagers, farmers, just minding their own business, tending to their crops. And then you get the Vikings coming over the hill, coming for your shit, coming to rape you, take your stuff, kill your family, take your kids, raise them as theirs. As soon as I hear that Viking chant coming, I'm running. As soon as you hear that, I'm running in the opposite direction. Fucking grandma gets in my way. She's getting shoved over. I'm out of there. I'm running straight into the woods. I'm gone. I drop everything. I'm gone. I'm going to go and live in the trees. I'm going to be a monkey man. Fuck that shit. I don't want any of it. I don't want to get raped by a Viking. I don't want no swords shoved up my ass. No way. Fuck that. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. There's no way. I'm not a tall dude. I'm not jacked. There's no way I would ever be able to even join them. They wouldn't. I'd be too weak. They wouldn't let me join them. And Vikings, they weren't even built warriors. They were just farmers that were just shall we go 50 miles downstream and take all this shit? All right. Fuck me, man. Imagine living in those times. So when I see people celebrating stupid shit, in a way it's sort of we're just celebrating being alive, being in these times. We're so lucky to have what we have, and to live in a world that's so rich with technology and everything else. We are really lucky. We are really lucky. So yeah, that's all I've got to say about that. So yeah, that's Cinco de Mayo. That's what Cinco de Mayo taught me yesterday, is that we are probably the luckiest people to have ever existed. Ever in the history of everything, which is insane. I've been listening to a lot of Carl Sagan. Pale Blue Dot, fuck me. I fall asleep listening to it. It's like 10 hour long, the audiobook. But it's just like, I'll put it in, I'll listen to it, and I'll just be like, my God. Life is just crazy. It really humbles. It's really humbling. So yeah, I count my blessings every fucking day, man. Every day. Yeah, so you might have just noticed a transition there. That's because for some reason my mobile internet was switched off, and I'm recording on my camera on my phone. So I just had to re-enable that so that I can actually use the internet on here. Okay, where's my mouse gone? And there it is. Bear with me while I reconnect. So yeah, Hooligans Storm over Europe. This game I told you about in the pilot. I said I was going to live stream it. I can't live stream it because it only runs on XP, and nothing that live streams runs on XP. I've got XP on this computer on a separate partition for the exact reason of the fact that I've got a bunch of old games like this that don't work on anything. So I had this partition put onto one of the hard drives in that computer with a bare bones XP on it. The only problem with that is that it doesn't even have an Internet Explorer. It doesn't have Windows Media Player. So I did the first level. Oh, I didn't do it. I tried it. I tried to get through it. I got beat up pretty bad, but I learned how to play the game. I recorded it. The only problem is that the audio that I recorded from the game didn't record. So there's no audio from the game. It's just me talking. So I could maybe put a little snip video together of that, but it's pretty terrible. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to get good at it, put a video together, just how to play it, what it's all about, just like a review, rather than gameplay. But it's a fucking good game, man. It's so entertaining. It's so fun. I managed to kick a guy's head in who was just minding his own business, fishing. It's not like a first-person shooter. It's Command and Conquer style. So I set my gang on him. He took some beating though. I tell you what, he had like 10 guys kicking him in, and yeah, it took at least like 20 seconds for him to keel over. But yeah, yeah. Again, you can go around ransacking shops. You can go to pubs, get boozed up, buy rounds. More rounds you buy, more people you recruit. You go around chanting as well, and you recruit people that way. You raise your morale, and then on the loading screens as well, they do like chanting on that. So it's like game's loading, no way. And the different ones for different loading screens. It's so fucking crazy. And this came out before Green Street Hooligans and before. Football Factory, it's got a date on it? 2002. So yeah, I think Football Factory probably came out around that time. I remember having it on DVD, but that was like a B movie. So this will have probably been in development for at least a year before that. But yeah, it's fucking good. I recommend it. I could get a virtual machine on this with it on, but I don't know if it'll be able to take it. It's only got like a 5th gen Core i5 in it. It's got 16 gig of RAM. It's only designed for Windows 7, this laptop's, and it's running Windows 10 at the minute. And I think, and I don't want to clog it up. It's already like pretty much full. I downloaded the Call of Duty Warzone. That's 80 gig. 80 gig. It's only got 300 on it. So, and I can't even get it to run. So I think I might just have to delete that. But Anyway, yeah, it's good. Keep an eye out. I'm going to put a review up. I'm going to show you some gameplay, what you can do, all the crazy shit. It's fucking stupid, this game. I can't believe it got made. It's an 18. It's not really an 18 though. They don't have to put that certification on. They just put it on to make it sexy, and it is. So yeah, there you go. That's that. Okay, what have I not talked about? Because this video is all messed up. I had to stop recording on the second take because that phone camera ran out of battery. This has already run out of battery once. I'm waiting for this to fuck up. This is the only thing that's actually been consistent, and this is the most broken thing ever. Half the screen doesn't even work. Like, you can't do anything. The screen works, right? The screen works, but top half does nothing. Like, only the bottom half will let you do stuff. It's recording my voice right now, but yeah. Like, you can't see what time it is. It's all cracked. It's missing the pen. It's fucked. It's just fucked, this phone. But anyway, I can do voice recording on it. That's all I need it for, and it does its job. So I'm happy with that. What have I not talked about? Let's talk about this. Oh yeah. Right. This really made my blood boil because I'm not really sure if it's true. I think she might just be saying it because she's hot and she's a personal trainer and she wants people to follow her on Instagram. Obviously, being a personal trainer, you're pretty much self-employed. So I think she's just jumping on the bandwagon of, I've got a miracle cure for corona. Alright, okay, let me just read this headline. It's another Mirror story, another Mirror article. I don't really like tabloids. I hate the Sun newspaper. I hate Daily Star. I hate them all. I hate them all. They're all just bollocks. Like, Sun is so bad. But that's not what this is about. Vegan mum claims she can boost her immune system by drinking bizarre sperm smoothies. What the fuck? It's disgusting. When I did the first take earlier, I was like nearly throwing up. Oh god. I think I'll be able to get through it a little bit better this time, just because I didn't read this story the first time I went over it earlier on the first take. But now I have. It's sort of settled with me a little bit. But Tracy Kiss, 32, from Aylesbury Books. Books? Is that Buckinghamshire? I don't know. Says her unusual concoction has boosted her immune system, and she's encouraging others to ward off coronavirus by drinking it. Now, I'm going to show you some pictures. She's hot. You can't deny that. I think her boobs are fake, though. They don't look real. Look at them. They don't look real. Nah, I'm not. If they are real, they are pushed up to the max. Yeah, she's just attention hogging. She's just trying to get attention, trying to get people to her. She's got kids, man. You know, if I had kids and I was her, them kids are gonna get fucking bullied, man. Those kids are gonna get bullied, and they're appearing with her as well for the photo shoot. Those kids will be forever known as the kids that drinks. That's going to be with them. They're going to be scarred for life from this. Yeah, she freezes it. There's 21 separate cubes of sperm in the fucking thing. Oh, just looking at that, it's adorable. Oh no, it's coming back. It's disgusting. I sometimes have a shot or disguise the taste in a smoothie with fresh berries and bananas. I think she's fucking bullshitting. I think she's just doing it. She's attention whoring. But her fella, if it is true, her fella, his balls must be like dried up raisins, right? Yeah? She's milking him dry. Oh man, you know, because your balls hurt, you know, like if you try and jerk off too much, or if like Like, if you've had a hard-on for too long, your balls start hurting. And that's a fact. But anyway. Moving on. I don't want to talk about this woman anymore. She's disgusting. Just disgusting. Nah. Oh, God. Right, the last thing I think I should talk about that I've not talked about yet is another coronavirus fucking related thing, but really it's actually more to do with communist dictatorships. One of the things that I've picked up over the years is the big four love their cover-ups. Russia specifically, for some reason, love poisoning people. They just love it. And there's this guy, let me get him up. Right, so I latched onto this guy at first because I watched a documentary a long time ago, and it was going over like the history of Russia and how they love to just basically poison everyone that says anything bad against them. So this guy, Viktor Yushchenko, a politician, a Ukrainian politician who was the third president of Ukraine from the 23rd of January 2005 to the 25th of February 2010. Now, they tried to kill him. Russia tried to kill him. They tried poisoning him. And let me get a picture of him up, of the before and after, and you'll see what I mean. So mid-campaign, running for president of Ukraine, he became gravely ill. And it turns out he had been poisoned. I'm not sure, I can't remember. Just look into it. I'll put a link in the description to his Wikipedia. His name, Viktor Yushchenko. And the before and after is just shocking. And what they were, I think, they tried to kill him. But also what they did on top of that was, instead of killing him, they actually didn't finish him off, because I think what it is, they ruined his face, basically. And the politician's face is actually quite important. That was proven in one of the US candidate election things decades ago, when someone was running for president a long time ago and refused to wear makeup for the presidential TV debates, like the early ones, the first ones. And a lot of people were saying he looked so terrible on camera without makeup that that actually cost him his thing, because he was in the lead at the time. And I can't remember his name, but yeah, you can probably Google it and find out. I'll put a link to that guy as well in the description. I love the links. I love putting links in the description and letting other people do their own research and have their own understanding, rather than just taking my word for it, because I'm an idiot. But yeah, look at this guy. They tried poisoning him, and it scarred him for life. It ruined his face. He got black around his nose. It's all crumpled. His face looks like rice pudding that someone's sprinkled some charcoal dust on. Yeah, poor guy. Feel sorry for him. But he still won. So that's the main thing. It prevailed in the face of being poisoned. But Russia, they've got a history of poisoning people. The whole Salisbury incident in the UK, the Viktor Litvinenko, not Viktor Litvinenko, it was his second name was Litvinenko. They've poisoned him with uranium. What the fuck, man? What is these dictatorships? How we live? It's like going back. It's like, imagine giving Vikings technology that we've got now. Not just technology, electric technology, but the technology to manipulate chemicals like we do now. Can you imagine that in the hands of a Viking? Bombs, nuclear bombs in the hands of Vikings. We would be living in a full-on Mad Max, nuclear holocaust society, it would be Fallout 4. For sure. 100%. And I don't even really know how we're not. Because there's places like Saudi Arabia, they chop people's fucking heads off in the middle of the street. What the fuck? You know? What the fuck? Can you imagine that? Seeing that as a kid. I remember when I was a teenager, I think I must have been about 15, 16. This is when video phones were just becoming a thing. We just got to the point where even though your phone's like a canoe, it can play video. And you can record things on a camera and the screen's about that big. And yeah, someone showed me a video like of a guy getting his head cut off while he was still alive. And that fucking messed with me for a long time. And I remember speaking to my friends at the time as well, and they all said the exact same thing. They were like, messed me up, man. Messed me up for a long time. Can you imagine seeing that as a kid for real, in real life? It messed me up when I watched this documentary. And they showed a video of a woman screaming. She was on her knees, bag over the head, guy, big sword, middle of the street. She's screaming, saying in her language, I didn't do it, I didn't do it, I didn't do it. She was accused of murdering her stepchild or something, baby. And you see the blade go up, you see it come down, and then it freeze frames just as it's about to hit. And then it comes back and the head's on the floor and the body's on the floor. And oh my God, that messed me up. As an adult, just seeing that. So you imagine seeing that in real life, that's going to scare the shit out of you. And that's why they do it. That's why they do it, to keep people... it's just... I would not be able to live with myself if I was the leader of these sorts of things. Saudi Arabian prince, the whole Khashoggi murdering in Turkey. Oh, man, it's just... We live in a crazy world where people who have power also have the means to cause grave destruction and harm and not be held accountable for it. And it's just... It's mad. It's a mad world. It is. But we are lucky. We are privileged. And like I said, there's not a single day that I don't count my blessings to have what I have and to live and lead the life that I lead. Because even though, you know, I might not have a massive circle of friends, I might not have the fanciest clothes, I might not have the best and greatest things like technology, TVs. This TV's got to be at least like 15 years old, at least. So I can remember, my grandma gave me this, and I can remember this from when I was at school, being in her living room. And I'm 30 years old now. I left school when I was 16, so that's at least 14. So, you know, yeah, it's just, I don't know anymore. I don't know. I'm tired. I think I've talked enough in this episode. I don't think there's anything else I can really talk about. No, I've gone over everything. But yeah, so I'm going to leave it at that. I hope you enjoyed it. Stay safe, stay well, and I'll see you next time.